If we don't, we don't anymore. I mean, you gotta lose a lot of weight.
Hanging dolls. Witches do like to be creepy.
As a child, I made dolls just like those.
I bet you did.
No, I can.
Seeker's Black Pond. I can see why they call this the Ill Mouth. What is that?
Antea?
Oh great, now Antea goes missing. Huh? Why? Mm.
No, that's not quite true. I knew who I was, it's just... I was lost, and I had nowhere to go. I had no when to go. Does that make sense?
Time lays traps for the dead. It's never fair.
His voice was a beacon. The light in the darkness that led me back to me. And to the world.
You have a powerful connection, you two. Or will have. Or had. Possibly all three. And here he is, the other banisher. Greetings.
Good day.
Come, sit. It's been too long.
Have we met?
Of course we have. Just now. Also later. Decades ago. Never mind. It's good to see you, Red McRae.
I told her our story. I hope you don't mind.
Such an ordeal. I'm so very sorry you have to go through it. How hard it must be for you both.
Thank you.
But now you're here together, and I'm glad. Because you'll only be able to end this together.
Why have we found so little native presence in New Eden?
They have been here, but they have never settled. Wise men and women know that the region, the Maya Marshes especially, are rotten.
Is that why you settled here?
Here, the hem is thin and frail, and the Maya rich in agitated spirits. It is also secluded and hard to find. Both excellent reasons to remain. Here, we may hide away and mend the hem.
We must reclaim Antea's body, but Seeker tells us the meeting house can't be reached. The fog cannot be crossed.
Seeker is right. The fog is the nightmare.
The nightmare.
The nightmare makes the fog, you mean?
The fog is the nightmare. The nightmare is the fog. Each grows the other as their influence strengthens. It taints everyone all through New Eden. It clouds their minds and distorts their vision. But you have already cleared the Darkwoods. The work has begun. It must continue.
Who are you exactly? Who is Seeker?
We, Banisher, are witches.
Are witches.
Aye, that much I knew.
Ceridian. Name sounds very familiar.
To a Scotsman, it should. Once, a long time ago, I too was named Seeker. An old friend called me Ceridian. Little Seeker, he said.
Ceridian, aye.
When I needed a new name, I took the one he'd given me. Or at least a form of it that fits my tongue. Ceridian. Fits me well, I think.
You brought us here. Why?
Why?
You have many questions, and I have little time. I have a few breaths left yet, but yes, this is the twilight.
Is Twilight
Still? After the darkness comes the
Yes,
dawn.
comes the dawn.
You're dying.
Soon I'll be one with the trees, root and bark. But that is not why I asked you here. Dearest dears, the path ahead is yet unclear. But know this. If you are to defeat the nightmare, your hearts must be open. Open, of course, to each other. No barriers. Your bond must be strong.
How can we defeat it? How can we even begin to match its power?
You surrender. Unconditionally. To each other. When you died, dear Antea, New Eden crumbled. But some yet live. Seek them out. Help them.
The nightmare won't like that.
No. You are, after all, a threat to her existence. And rightly so. She believes you cannot reach into her domain. She is wrong. There is a way. The void. A dreadful place beneath both the incarnate and the invisible. When you have learned to walk the void, you may use it to enter the nightmare's den. First, you must free the people of New Eden from her grip.
To reach New Eden and retrieve my body, we must help the very people who created the nightmare in the first place?
Yes.
Excuse my lack of enthusiasm. Can we not just go back to the meeting house and do our jobs?
You must release folk here from her grasp. Only then, through the void, may you reach New Eden Town and confront her.
How do we access the void? Is there a ritual?
In places, the void is breached. Follow the beacons. Do not stray, and all will be well. Our seeker crafted you a tuning key. With it, you may open the breach. Don't linger. Time is fickle.
We recently came across a cursed item and thought you could help us cleanse it.
Really? Why us?
Well, you know,
Huh?
spells, curses, witches.
I was teasing. How fun
Yeah.
it is to see you squirm. There are many ways to enchant an item, or dispel its curse.
That's curse.
Seeker,
Seeker
may be of
may
help.
be of help.
Go talk to
Go.
her. She likes to
Likes
tease you
to
too.
tease you too.
By the beach as I drowned, you sent Seeker to find me. How did you know where to look?
Are you asking an old hedge witch how she knows what goes on in her own garden? The woods and rivers are full of friendly claws, and feathers and scales. I always know what I need to know.
I guess that's the best answer we can expect.
It is the best of all those I've tried, dearest dears.
The nightmare in the meeting house was by far the most powerful ghost I've ever faced. From where did it come?
Unforgiving wrath is a bottomless well for vengeful spirits. But in this case, I suspect an even more vile source involved.
What do you know of Deborah?
Not much. I have avoided the people of New Eden for decades. I do know she was tried for witchcraft.
Was she a witch? Was she one of yours?
Would it matter if she was? She was no witch. She was a woman, a victim of the basest of human fears.
We know the beast is linked to the nightmare. We're not so clear on how.
Through the beast, the nightmare inflicted its curse upon the settlers. The beast was its avatar. I'm sure it has others.
What are they exactly?
They are manifestations of her power. They may also represent her only weakness.
Weaknesses.
The nightmare's spirit was shattered by the violence that created it. Properly studied, the pieces may provide the key to lifting her curse.
Thank you, Ceridian.
Would a hedge witch have something interesting in her swamps for a banisher?
I always have, and I always
I always will. What do you have?
Thank you, Ceridian. We'll be off.
Before you leave, tell me, what did you choose?
What do you mean?
Each of you made a promise to the other. What was it? What did you choose?
I chose to stay.
Lives for a life. An expensive
bargain.
I made a promise.
Miss,
I'll
I'll
pay the price.
I do not judge the deal. I worry about
the cost.
The tuning key is on the table. In the void, it will protect you. Seeker waits at the pool to show you the way.
Come on, we've work to do.
Ceridian gave us a tuning key. Now I know how you pull your little disappearing trick.
It's no trick. It's what we do to survive. Too many bastards out there want us dead.
This must be one of the breaches Ceridian mentioned.
Yes. This is a void breach. but yours are a little further down, in the cave. You'll see. This one is special. It's the last and only way into New Eden town since the bridge burned down.
We could go back to New Eden right now?
Why would you want to do that? The nightmare is strong. She has New Eden by the proverbials. Loosen her grasp, and maybe, just maybe, you can walk through that breach and live.
All right. We get it.
You have your tuning key. Hold on to it for dear life.
That shouldn't be a problem.
Once through the breach, there's no turning back. Keep going and don't look back.
We found a cursed object.
An object? What object?
A chest. Locked and evidently cursed.
A curse could mean different things, depending. What do you think happened?
We found it in the wilderness. We think maybe someone bound a spirit to it for protection.
Ah, I do believe you found a chest belonging to Fear God.
I'm sorry, who?
Fear God Waterbury, local holy man. Hermit, died years ago. On my wanders I'd meet his ghost from time to time. Crazy old man. More bark than bite, though.
Did he have a thing for making cursed boxes?
Fear God Waterbury had a talent, and he used it to lock things away. Things he considered too dangerous to leave free.
Ah, chest. How many more are there?
I didn't ask and he didn't say. I know it's more than one. I guess it's a lot more than one. He had a thing for collecting trinkets and locking them up for safekeeping.
Why?
Fear God Waterbury believed there was something about New Eden that drew folk to the occult.
He wasn't wrong.
How do we get it open?
Why would you want to open it? That's demonology, and I'm not one for stepping in no demonology. Even if old Fear God wasn't the worst. But from what he told me, Fear God Waterbury, the man, not his ghost, kept a ritual of unbinding in his breviary.
Do you have this breviary?
No, but I know he can find it. He spent his last years in seclusion, deep in the dark woods. Go northeast from the hunter's camp. Keep to the east side of the trail until you can turn south. You should come to a clearing. He had a hut there. You forget things sometimes, so here. I'll write it down for you.
We'll be going. Hope to talk again soon.
Yes. I do so enjoy our little chats across the hem.
Let me get this right. We're looking for a breviary belonging to a demonologist that Seeker met after his death. All this in order to learn how to cleanse malignant spirits bound to cursed objects.
Remember Balthazar H. Frenhofer's teaching. Efficient, adaptive, versatile.
I suppose we'll come back to this one eventually.
Can't wait, can you?
What do you think? We want revenge on a thing that killed Antea.
Is this Seeker's Cave?
Only one way to find out. My God, where are we?
Remember what we were told. Follow the beacons. Move fast. No looking back.
This place looks barren. Lifeless.
This is the realm of the dead. This is the underworld.
Let's not linger. Did you hear that?
Yes, keep moving. There, our way out.
It's you. I'm there.
What the... What is going on?
I know that voice from long ago. I banished its owner.
What does that mean?
It means we must leave, now.
The next beacon is dead. Oh, what new abomination is this?
I'd say a sorrow used as a Cerberus. That's unheard of. Watch out! Stand fast. It's almost done. Blasted pest!
Get lost, won't you?
Incoming! Watch out!
Oh. I couldn't hear it over the fight. No, let's have to leave one on while she's off.
Time for me to shine.
Look out! I see them.
Okay, no, it's not just my mind playing tricks on me. That thing's healing.
Blasted thing's freed at last.
Careful!
We're out. From what hold did this horror crawl?
I don't know, but we need to go.
Yeah, we do. We need to get out now. What was that place?
The hell was that? Ceridian's key was supposed to get us through unnoticed.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was, and we still got attacked.
Are you all right?
I'll do. But that nightmare over there, we know so little about it. That worries me. What about you?
Whatever the reason, that nightmare is here because of something these men and women did. New Eden reeks of their guilt. I died because of them. Curse these people. Curse them and their secrets and their sins.
We'll get there.
We always do.
Are those breaches really safe?
We were protected.
You heard the whispers, the despair, and that one voice. It called to you. Something knew you were there. It saw you. I thought... For a moment, I thought of them. Those poor butchered boys. I swear in the void I heard their screaming. Wains. Sent to die for their sultan's pride. 'Twere like I was back in the Balkans.
Those ghosts are gone. You asked for their ascent and I gave it to them.
Gave it to you.
They're not in the void.
The void.
I know. This void. Is it hell? Like in the scriptures?
The scriptures. Whose scriptures?
It's just a... What if all the teachings of my youth were wrong? What if what we just saw is what awaits me for my sins? I became a banisher to help the living by ending the suffering of lingering ghosts, but we don't end their pain. We condemn them to an eternity of suffering. We curse them.
Rory, you are the kindest, most compassionate banisher I have ever met. Don't let an old god
Scare you into thinking otherwise.
This void is the work of no god. What if they come back? What if the souls I blamed come for me? They'd have every right.
The spirits of the living are consumed in the ritual. They're not coming back. All is well. As long as we stay together, all is well.
All is well.
Aye. All is well. Right.
Right.
Seeker wasn't lying about the burned down bridge.
Which way? North by the mountains or south through the lowlands?
Let's pick one and see where it takes us. If you need a rest, this place is as good as any.
Aye.
I'd like to see the Highlands again one day. These mountains aren't they bad, but I'm no Ben nervous.
Yours is a hill compared to Pico Torquino. My mountain is bigger than yours.
Aye, but my island is bigger than yours. Call it a draw, shall we?
We need to look for somewhere to cross. The pattern needs to line up. Can't use this one.
Do you see anywhere that could help?
Keep searching here. I think a way to pass could be near. I need a better angle. Spectre heading for that corpse.
this be what's drawn on the map? Mines. The mountains must be rich in ore. It looks a bit rickety.
That's built for a team. One man alone should be fine. Should be.
Won't budge.
A tangle of rope work blocks it up. You can't climb, but I can get us up there. That's almost it. I love doing that. Not a pleasant way to die.
There's a pleasant way to die, is there?
Almost there. The lift should be freed now.
These beams look fragile. Will they hold?
Would you rather climb?
I'm.
If they're up to me, I wouldn't
To
be
me.
here to begin with. Can't beat the snow. My sisters and I used to have snowball fights all the time. Of course, they always had to win. What about you?
I once went to Cambridge with my mentor, Nicolas Fatillo de Divier, to visit his friend Isaac. Now, Mr. Newton is a great scientist, but he and Nicolas did drone on. Looking out the window, I saw white. I went into the courtyard. Snowflakes drifted slowly down. I'd like to say I'm embarrassed to admit this, but I danced in the snow in the courtyard of Cambridge University.
Piss off! Did you hear that?
Yes. Nearby.
Have some of that! Oh, shite.
It's about to strike.
Watch it. That harvester switched form.
Physical to spectral. They do that. Fancy a race? Move, Red.
He moves like a shot.
It's up to no good. Crows incoming.
Well, enough fly one. Harvester. I wonder how many other species of scourge New Eden has in store.
Perish the thought. Corpses. We could manifest what hides here.
Spirit and flesh, I summon you!
This isn't over yet. Get the hell out of there!
Take him under threat. Bastard.
I have another in sight. Don't let that spectre get to the corpse.
This one's protected.
Watch out. Spectre possession.
You shite toughened up.
Watch out. Spectre possession.
saw no size.
What is lurking here?
Time to work, Banisher. You did well back there. I might have to increase your pay.
Had your doubts, did you?
Don't get cocky. There's always more to learn. Key thing about a scourge?
A scourge is made of many spectres merged.
Not always. A harvester, for example, is a scourge born of a single spectre. A scourge will always seek a new physical body, often made of different materials. Very poor. Perhaps you'd prefer an easier question? On the nature of a ghost, perhaps?
Ghosts have ties, objects through which they're bound to someone living.
You are the opposite of Charles. Good at the practical, terrible at the academic. I hope it's enough.
Do you hear that?
Over here.
Did you see that?
Let's follow it.
Come back to me.
Spectre, going for a meat suit.
Have a bit of this.
Try to find a way across. Up there.
Lost without you.
If you need a rest, this place is as good as any. Not quite the right alignment.
Hold there! Wait!
Where are you? Oh, there. Oh, Vardy.
One less to worry about.
Here you are.
Good day. My name is Rebecca Hartgrave. How may I help you?
Are you the one who's attracting the wolves?
Wolves? What wolves? Who are you exactly?
I'm Antea Duarte. This is Red McWraith. We're banishers. Do you know what that means?
Banishers? That means... you can speak to the living on behalf of the dead.
That's part of it, yes. Why, do you have someone in mind?
Ferdinando Miller. My Fardy. Death parted us, but my love is strong. I came back for him. I love him so. Not once has he come to see me. I must know why.
There's no delicate way to ask this, I'm afraid. How did you die?
We left civilization in New Eden Town for the cold desert of Fort Jericho. The path was steep and rough, and we were greatly burdened. It was hell, but we walked through it together. As we walked, I fell into a daze. I remember little after that. A pain that grew, a great, uncontrollable tremor. Fatigue, a deathly fatigue. Fardy was at my side as ever. He held my hand, bade me sleep. When I opened my eyes, I was here, alone.
How did you meet him?
'Twas market day. I'll never forget it. It was rich, exotic, an abundance of treasures from across the known world. I saw him through the crowd. Our eyes met. I didn't know it then, but I was meeting the love of my life. I could not admit it to myself, not at first, but I had to have him. And in the end, I did.
New Eden's a big place. Where can we
Where
find
can we
him?
find him?
We were on our way to Fort Jericho. We were to open a store together. It was to be a new beginning for us both. Together. Yet he's there, alone.
I'm sure he's very unhappy there, alone, without you.
Oh, he is. At first I was able to visit him. In the quiet, as he'd slept, I'd watch over him. But now, something hinders me. I cannot reach him. I must know that he is well.
We have to go now.
Find him, please.
I used to count my wool kills on one hand.
What are you thinking?
It's more of a feeling. Something's wrong.
Your senses are sharpening. She certainly didn't tell us everything. A peaceful place. In different times.
Before the nightmare's influence, you mean?
Let's reach the fort and a fire and warm you up.
Is it just me, or...?
I felt it too.
Still impressive.
Well, that's annoying. How much did I lose? least I didn't lose any data. It looks like, so it's right where I left off.
Trouble ahead.
Yep.
Spectres are attacking the fort.
Dig no ground! Hold fire! That fellow's not dead! Who's that? Shepherd, I said hold your fire!
A wee Highland kiss for you.
Devil take!
Get back up.
I think I heard the sound of a gun cocking.
You're done.
Hold there! None in, none out. Not living nor dead.
Name's Red McCraith. I'm obviously a banisher. Open the door there. I've business within.
Your business is, if you'll excuse my articulating the evident, not my business. I have my orders. You can't come in.
I hear you, friend. What's your name?
The name's Andrew White, and you seem a pleasant fellow. I like a Scot, me, but standing here, I'm on duty. And when I'm on duty, I'm not your friend. Listen, mate, folk in here have problems enough, and I can't be disobeying orders. Either priests or Pennington would have my guts, and I fancy neither.
Who is this priest? May I speak with him?
Him is a her. Helen Priest ain't here. She's on an excursion to the outpost, searching for supplies. Now, you want to lend a hand? Mrs. Priest and her party are overdue. You can't miss the outpost. It looks out across the valley. If you could find her, and make sure she doesn't die, you'd surely gain her favor. And favor, as they say, opens doors.
Get in a fight and find your boss and dig her out of whatever hole she's in. All right. I can do that.
They have Spectre troubles. Let's first clear the nearby nest to relieve the fort, then deal with the missing.
How holds the fort?
How holds the fort? Precariously, that's how. Our priest took Williams and that other fella, and off they went, scavenging for supplies.
It's dangerous out there. The scavenger may easily become...
Right. I'll likely be...
Find our friend.
I'll try.
Death knocks at their gates. No wonder they won't open.
They don't have a choice. Another attack may overrun them.
The nest might be near. There's a trail to follow in the snow. More coming.
Come and get your breakfast, boys. Away with you! Spectres. The fort will run out of powder.
These pests don't spring from nowhere.
Reinforcements!
That's it. That's the place. Fill in the hole. Bury them all.
That should buy the fort a little time.
Let's hope it's not too late for the famous Mrs. Priest.
Stuck.
Looks like you're walking.
Looks like.
I wonder how many there are in the fort.
Fewer by the day, I'll wager. Still, better to be inside than out.
Think you could take on a ghost? is awash with spectres.
Did the foraging party really come this way?
That would explain why they haven't returned.
Something's here.
Hidden. Standing by.
Bloody mongrel!
Shite on there.
Dang it, they got me. I thought I had enough health to like double them out like that.
Something's here.
Hidden.
Help us, please! We have a survivor! Come!
I suppose we should follow.
Aye, he said survivor. Let's hurry.
This one's not been dead long.
Let's hope he stays that way.
Brought more friends.
Standing by.
More fun. Hurry! She's being overrun! Come on!
Easy as pie.
Ah, but you can't cook.
My bolt is shot!
Behind you!
Did we miss a few? Throwing a tantrum, are we?
Away with you!
Sure you're not hurt?
I'm fine. Stop fussing. A timely arrival. You'll be Haskell's banishers. Thank you. Thank you both.
You can see me.
Clear as day, just as I can see. This is my husband. I am Helen Priest.
Antea Duarte. This is my partner, Red McGrath.
It is rare that the living can see the lingering dead.
All I know is one day I woke after 7 long years of grief, and my Sebastian was back. It was as if my prayers had at last been answered. That was enough for me.
In times of danger, I am duty-bound to protect the woman I love. You understand?
What was it like for you? After my own death, I floated outside of time without knowing what was happening to me.
Floating outside of time? Yes.
Yes.
That's exactly
That's
it.
exactly it.
True love finds a way. That's all that matters.
Andrew White sent us. He thought you might be in trouble. Plainly, you needed your guardian angel.
We needed more than one. Thanks to you, we'll resupply the camp. Matthews and Williams did not die in vain.
This was a risky expedition. But Helen had no choice. If the survivors were to rely on Pennington alone, the fort would have already fallen.
I suspect that's so. Sometimes difficult choices must be made. That's courage.
All the courage in the world will be worthless if those in command won't match it.
Pennington did this while monsters relentless besieged the fort. But make no mistake, these men's deaths are on the captain's conscience. If he has one.
How so?
7 years ago, a plague came to New Eden. Pennington quarantined the sick in the mines, walled them up. They were dark times. Hard times. None knew what the morrow would bring. We all lost much. Too much. As second in command, Sebastian volunteered to stay. Walled in with the others, he held out the longest. He died a hero. And now the Forsaken are rising. They demand revenge.
Who would blame them? I watched them die. Soldiers and miners, sick and hungry, begging for help.
And begging for help. They knew never come.
Captain Pennington has much blood on his hands.
I'm sorry. You've been through a lot.
We have. We are, and will persist till we prevail.
Prevail.
We should get back to the fort. We will escort you.
We will escort you.
I'm afraid I locked us in when I broke the latch.
If there's a way out, we'll find it.
Time to show you a neat little trick, man.
Shall we?
Impressive.
That's all. Just now.
banisher marched with my father's infantry. Good for morale, he said.
Soldiers usually carry their ghosts with them. War is good for our business.
I take it that's how you met. I know a soldier when I see him fight.
I never worked for the army, but something like that.
That.
We'll come back for you, my friend.
My sympathies.
This for 2 miserable powder boxes. How low has Pennington brought us?
If you didn't like him, why did you follow him?
You follow
I
him.
followed his reputation, but he's no longer the same man.
What would you do in his place?
I'm doing it. He sits behind his walls waiting for them to fall, and I'm out here fighting to live. We're fighting for our lives. The captain is in the way.
These internal conflicts are a risk for the stability of the fort.
A necessary risk for the survival of all. But I agree. This must end. You may leave the crates. I'll send someone back for them.
Yeah, the path should be quiet. We cleared the area of the Spectre's nest.
Well, that's a relief.
You
Follow me.
Follow me. Let's go.
White! Open the gates!
Priest! What are you lot waiting for? Open the gates!
Go talk to Pennington. Make him understand, if you can.
Where can I find him?
He hides in his office. You'll find him there.
Where are the others? Williams and the other chap?
God have mercy on their souls.
Captain Pennington.
No time, no way out, no hope, no way in. No time at all.
Captain Pennington, sir.
Mr. McWraith, you live.
You live.
There's work to be done.
Work? You had work. A mission. To bring one last glimmer of hope. To gladden our hearts before
Head in
the
our
pit
hearts.
takes us all.
It takes us all.
You secretive
You
bastards haven't helped.
bastard haven't helped.
The job is done. There's no more hope and little enough time. All that remains is the pit. Welcome to the last stand, McWraith. Welcome to the end.
I wouldn't surrender just yet, Captain.
I found Helen Priest. We brought supplies.
A waste of effort on both accounts.
Hardly. We saved a life. Resupplied, you may save more.
For the sake of what? For the sake of days, a week perhaps? You've saved no one.
One.
You've prolonged the terror.
You prolong the
The
terror.
day will come. Our throats will feel their bony fingers soon enough. The end is inevitable.
Yeah.
The people man the ramparts, ready to fight.
You sound like Priest. She has changed. Her return to Fort Jericho has made her impulsive, irrational, quarrelsome. I believe she did not fully grieve her husband's loss. Returning to the scene has, it seems, reopened the wound. It festers. She'll join the lieutenant soon enough. When our defences crumble at the last, the pit shall take us all.
As the commanding officer, you must know all the local lumps and bumps.
The lumps and bumps can smooth themselves. I have other priorities.
Why did you come to New Eden, Captain? Why here?
Why here?
Far from the many wars we fight, you mean? I'd shot enough Frenchmen and more than enough Indians.
Did no one come with you?
Keep to your business, son, not mine.
Why?
It's just, there's a portrait hanging on the wall. A family.
I had a wife and daughter once.
Once.
I'll not entertain you with their story.
Tell me more about yourself and your career.
I did my duty and had the fortune to return alive. That's all.
That's all.
We who are intimate with war tell no tales.
No tales.
I thought that too. I was wrong. Silence allowed my ghosts to prosper. 'Tis good to tell our stories.
If ever I do tell, I'll not be telling you, son.
Telling you, son. I don't like him.
Fair to say your tactical retreat from New Eden town has not served you.
The town was doomed to fall to the curse.
Curse.
We disagreed on everything. There was nothing left to do but leave.
Leave.
We did not know there'd be no escape.
No, there'd be no escape.
No Smith gathered the board and the governor let the affair flock to him. We never agreed on anything in the first place.
I crossed paths with the New Smith party. Thick-Skin did not make it.
Shame. She had a proper head on her shoulders.
She had a proper head on her shoulders.
Without her,
the band will suffer.
How do things stand, Captain, as you see them?
Little has changed. The dead flood from the mines. We shoot them down and gain respite. Soon, the onslaught begins anew. The clock of our extinction ticks on towards the hour. We may no more defeat the dead than we may vanquish the ocean waves.
Why?
Folk have little enough hope. You're leading them further into the darkness.
I've heard the whispers, the murmurs, the plotting from the shadows. We hold till the last. We resist till retribution rises from the pit and drags us all to hell.
Well, that's something worth waiting for.
I fail to see the appeal of this slow agony.
How unfortunate. Because thanks to you and the time you bought us, the agony will be all the slower.
Or we fight.
Permission to take my leave, Captain.
And if I refuse it?
Are you trying to recruit me, Captain? Do you really think I'd take the King's shilling?
If I were to offer enough shillings, I'm sure of it.
I'm sure of it.
I need no new lieutenants.
I need no new
But
lieutenants.
if you wish, you may stay.
You may stay.
This key unlocks the unused watchtower.
Use
You'll
watchtower.
while
You
you're
build
here.
it while you're here. And as far back as I can lean. I don't like him already. I didn't like him from the beginning. He's cruel. He cares
On
not
one
for
hand,
his men.
a captain beaten by the world. On the other, his rival, haunted and mutinous.
In a fort besieged by vengeful specters.
Behind all the shit, there's something else. Something darker.
Yeah, no, I'm not here to rest at the shelter. I'm here for another reason. I'm here to find Fernando. Or Ferdinando. He should be here somewhere in camp.
Good day, sir. Nathaniel Sather at your service. What can I do for you?
Mr. Sather remains to be seen. Red McCraith, by the way. The banisher.
Banisher.
You seem a chatty fella.
We see precious few new faces around here. You'll forgive me if I use
You'll
you
forgive
for
me if I
fresh
use
conversation.
your conversation.
Tell me about yourself. Share your business. Tell me what's important to you.
I'm from Boston. I love it very much. So much more lively. A fine mix of conviviality and anonymity. I miss that life.
I miss that
the
life.
music. The colour and the
colour
splendour.
and the splendour.
The dance of commerce.
And commands.
The flower sellers,
Flower
forget-me-nots.
sellers.
Oh, the forget-me-nots. I very much wish to go home.
What are you doing here then?
I'm the shop boy. When the store moves, I move with it. Old man Ingersoll opened up a general store in Boston back in '78. Then he married Bathsheba. I came with them to New Eden intending to quickly return, but Mr. Ingersoll died. I extended my stay. It took me on when I was just a boy. I've no family. All I have is my Thomas, my closest friend.
You have, as my
What's the
granny
word
would say,
around
the
here?
power to talk the back legs off a two-footed donkey. But I bet you listen too. What do you...
Little of interest. Pennington has signed John Rumble to the train band, which means nothing at all to me. I believe John was down the flooded mine. That can't have been fun. Maybe the militia will be good for him.
Huh? You never know who'll take to soldiering.
You say that, and I defer to your experience, but I'm sure it's not for me.
What do you think of Helen Priest then?
I'd put her in charge if I could. She's bright, trustworthy, thinks for herself. She's not married to old doctrine. People here are desperate.
What can you tell me about Captain Pennington?
The captain. I've not a single bad word to say about that dismally antiquated, superannuated old man. His depth of experience is inspiring, although I shudder to think what those experiences have done to him. But we should respect our elders. We should listen to their point of view, and then ignore it as we look to the future.
More generally, how fares Fort Jericho?
It's cold. Our clothes are inelegant, the walls are drab. There's no music, no conviviality. There's no gaiety. Boston isn't much of a city, but I miss it. I wonder what I could make of this place were I allowed.
You can paint a turnip red, but it still won't be an apple.
True. Could stack enough red-painted turnips about the place, and even the dourest Scotsman shall surely crack a smile.
I must go. Thank you for your time.
And I for yours. Take care.
No Ferdinando here.
You're new. From where have you sprung?
Name's Red McGrath, a banisher, come from across the deep blue sea.
You look a landlubber to me. You should feel right at home. John Rumble.
May you prosper in good health, John.
He that does good is of God. How often, Abigail, must we have this fight? How often must we argue?
We shall argue until you hear me.
I hear you all too well. I hear a hoggish harridan, a narrow nag, a selfish shrew.
One of these days, I shall poison your soup.
And the day before, I'll take you to the highest cliff and push you off it.
Now, Mr. Peabody, I shall drain the first boil. Ready?
Same sodding question every sodding time. No, I'm not damn well ready.
Excellent. Then we'll begin.
Be careful, goddarn it! Careful! Ah!
I know. I know. Shh. My apologies. I did not wish to hush you. I just prefer to focus on one patient at a time. It's you at ease.
I'm a banisher. Name's McCraith, but you may call me Red.
You call me Red.
Red. A pleasure to see a friendly face, or any face.
Times being as they are, how come...
Not my place to say. You'll have to ask him yourself.
I must insist. I've work to do here. I'd rather not risk infection myself.
Insist all you like. I'll not say. However, on an entirely unrelated subject, I assure you, you'll not catch the king's evil here.
Scrofula. Cured, some say, by the touch of a king.
Not many kings round here.
No. There's just me and my professional
Did you not fear infection?
If I did, I would not show it.
So, how'd you end up here? What brought...
That, sir, is a personal question.
I'm a personable man.
That's not the same thing. I was sick as a child. Very sick. Afterwards, I swore I'd serve others when they were sick. And here I am. What about you?
I fell in love with a banisher. One of the best. Spent the happiest years of my life with her.
And where are they now?
Antea died in the meeting house in New Eden Town.
Ah, that was you. I should have known. I'm so very sorry for your loss,
Very sorry
Red.
for your loss, Red.
So very sorry.
So very sorry.
Farewell,
Bye.
Lost Wings.
Farewell, and good health, sir.
Who the hell are you? Queen Mary Stuart?
Well, I've met Mary II, and she's a little prettier than I. I'm Red McCraith. I'm a banisher.
The banisher come to gloat at sick old cotton Peabody. Well, piss off. There's a sudden stink of death in here, Scotsman, and it ain't from me.
Where did you fight, soldier?
Where did you fight?
None of your business, Scotsman.
This comrade is why no one wants to talk to you.
You know, soldier, you're a brawler and a rebel, and if you fought at all, I'll wager you lost. I'm a proper soldier, me. Self-made, too. Left the family farm and signed up to fight them Indians. I learned the hard way, in the blood and the snow. Fought under the captain himself, I did. And followed him here and joined the train band.
When did you get sick?
What's it to you? I'm not so sick as I can't give some nosy Scotsman what for.
Aye. When I'm sick, I get surly too. As you were, Mr.
Fine.
Peabody. See you about.
I'll see you
Not
about.
like I can go anywhere anyways.
Was just trying to be nice to you, dude. Where the hell is Fernando?
A store. Fernando's? Closed. Are we in the right... Anyone home? No one.
Papers in Miller's name. We're in the right place.
Keep looking. What is this?
A sansa. It's a musical instrument. It's Bantu, from southern Africa.
He's making protective amulets.
He's making useless trinkets.
And he works hard to keep it away.
Maybe she tried to harm him. Let's search the store.
Vardy reads English extensively.
Well, nobody's perfect.
He's organized.
Disorganized traders lose money. Surprisingly high quality wares.
Can't be many left in New Eden. And with the means to buy, he's doing surprisingly well for himself.
Where did he get the inventory?
Rebecca's will. She was rich. She left him the lot.
That's where he got the inventory.
No. The list matches his sales record.
Touch my money and I'll drop you. What are you doing here? Thieving, no doubt.
I'm no thief, Mr. Miller. I'm the banisher.
I'm a banisher.
I brought Helen Priest back to the fort.
A banisher? Thieves lie. How do you know my name?
'Tis my business to know. Red McCraith.
If you are a banisher of ghosts, I have business for you. I'll pay.
I spoke to Rebecca. 'Tis she who haunts you. She sent me to find you.
Find you?
She worries for you. Says she loves you.
Says she loves
The
you.
English have a word for that. Hogshite.
Or was she
Was
lying?
she lying?
You inherited her estate.
Whichever. It matters not. You're a banisher. It is your job to get rid of her. Can you not just do your work?
Easy, Mr. Miller. Now, I'll need to examine Rebecca's belongings.
Rebecca's belongings.
I sold them. All of them.
All of them.
You did? To who?
I don't know. People. I wrote it down. In the register. Read it, if you wish.
2 recent sales to the blacksmith and to Ingersoll's store.
You've put quite the effort into protecting your home, haven't you?
You poked about my house without my say-so.
I know my business. So out of generosity, here's the truth. None of it works.
None of it works.
Not the wreath, not the amulet. None of it works. Pretty, though.
Pretty, though.
His brooch is working.
It works. She hasn't come back. I can sleep now. I hear her calling, whispering my name. I wait to find her at my bedside. Our eyes meet. She stares. She won't leave me alone. She's an Akishi, a demon. Banish her. I'll pay you.
I need a job. I accept. Farewell to you, Mr. Miller, sir.
You know where to find me. If you're buying, I'm selling.
I have a
He'd
feeling
sold it
there's
all.
more to
Everything
this.
she'd owned. And fast.
Is he wiping the slate clean and moving on?
If we track her things down, perhaps they'll tell us.
A note?
Let's see.
Ferdinando was a slave. She was his owner.
She kept that quiet, as if it were of no consequence. We know where to go. The barrack room.
This will probably be my final quest. But...
Nurse wing.
Pretty. The work, I mean.
We know where to go. The barrack room. A ghost left a fragment of their past here. The quill resonates. An echo, perhaps.
Reveal.
I only recognize my name in the list.
Distant family, but I can't disinherit them.
I would never ask you that. To have met you is already more than I ever expected. If I was to lose you, God forbids, I'd cherish all that reminds me of you.
If you were to lose me, all that I own would now be yours.
He claimed not to love her. Why lie?
Maybe he didn't lie. Maybe he pretended to love her.
Let's see what he has to say about it.
He's guilty. I can already tell. He used her. Got her to sign everything over to him, and then she died.
Banisher?
I found papers. Official papers. They tell quite the story.
That's all in the past. For the good of my future. But you may as well hear it from me. As she lay dying, Rebecca Hardgrave gave me my freedom. Before that, I was her slave.
How very romantic.
If it weren't for the captain, the good people of New Eden would have let me die too.
Rebecca was in love with you. The feeling was not mutual. True?
I was her pet. A dog nuzzling its master, hoping she might loosen its leash. She loved me, she said. I allowed her to think I loved her back. I sat up and begged and let her pet me. I was a very good boy.
You gulled her, then took advantage.
To a slave, a crumb of freedom tastes like a loaf. You'd have done no different. And I'd do the same again. Enough chitter-chatter. Perhaps you should get back to work. What am I paying you for?
You're paying for this. This is the work. But I get the feeling it's the result that interests you, not the method. You want me to finish the job, then the story must be told. The ghost must manifest.
I do not like this idea. This idea can shit itself 6 times by sundown.
Come on, break the brooch, and let's get it over with.
No choice remains. Let it be done. And I'll be done with it!
You're here at last!
Step no closer!
I don't understand. Are you not glad to see me?
Now, Banisher! End this!
Not now. You need to hear the truth, both of you.
Truth of you.
It reminds me. Rebecca, you omitted to tell us that Ferdinando was your slave. That you owned him.
You owned
I loved him.
I was a slave! I was not free to leave. What kind of love is that?
What are you saying? We loved each other.
Love? No.
Ha! No.
I told my master what she wanted to hear.
She
I
wanted to
gulled
hear.
her with a lie.
Gulled her with a lie.
I thought you a fool. But no, you believed me because you wanted to. Yet you didn't believe me, did you? Not entirely. That's why you never freed me.
I loved you, and you loved me. It was but a piece of paper. A piece of paper and a guarantee. I needed a guarantee.
You don't know what love is. You know only fear. You feared being undesired, being unnoticed, being alone.
How very human of you, Mistress Hargrave. But hardly an excuse to own a man.
Time to give this love story an ending. Ferdinando Miller, the world forced you into a lie. You lived it to the full, and in the end it brought a haunting upon you. You are the tie that holds this ghost here.
No! Leave him be!
She's a ghost. Get rid of her. Wait. No. No. You can't take me. You don't own me. I am a free man. I have done nothing wrong.
No. But I have.
To hell with it. Your world is no place for men like me. You don't understand. You can't understand. I chose to cheat. You chose to kill. Which of us, Banisher, deserves death?
You. No offense, but you deserve death.
Could be worse. Could be underground.
I did what was necessary. You did what was convenient.
For years, Kate Newsmith believed she did not measure up to her sister. Now she knows that in her kindness, she is at least her sister's equal. Thick skin has paid for her sins. But what of her sister? What will Kate do now? Her people look to her for their future, their protection, their survival.
Banishers, may I have a word?
Helen, something wrong?
Apologies for disturbing your rest. I'm afraid it can't wait. What did you think of the captain?
I saw an officer alone. A proud man turned to stone, perhaps by years of war. I saw a broken man.
I did not see the tyrant you described.
Inaction is tyranny. He will not act, but nor will he get the hell out of the way.
I do not disagree, but the captain needs help.
I too was a soldier, broken and haunted. With Anthea's help, I recovered. Pennington may need the same.
Leave Pennington to me. The good folk of the fort need your help. You are banishers. The dead, you'll have noticed, hammer at the gates. I would like you to go into the mines and find out what enrages them so. I would like you to do what the captain will not.
And while we deal with the hordes of angry spectres, what shall you be doing?
When the mines are purged, I'll oust Pennington.
Is it your belief that Pennington's quarantine lies at the heart of the problem here? That this is why the dead rage so?
What else? He walled them in. Miners, nurses, soldiers, the healthy or the sick. He buried them all, and then he lied about it. I'll brook his callous cowardice no more.
How goes it with Sebastian?
I'm not sure. I had never let go of my grief. I was bereft, empty. His absence gave me substance. I clung to it. Useless, really. My husband died in the dark with nothing but my handkerchief to soothe his last moments. And now, he's back. If each worthwhile thing in life is to be lived, and then when it is gone, to be grieved, then what now? I have to believe our love is enough.
Love is all. Grief can hang.
And yet I cannot hold him. I cannot feel his warmth. He is there, but he is not there. That hurts.
All things are fleeting. Gaze upon the ghost you love, and you can't deny it, bitter though the thought may be.
Yes, 'tis a blessing and a curse. Yet against all reason, we persist. Let us make the most of time remaining.
Where do we go?
There is a second tunnel into the mines. The entryway was walled shut during the quarantine. Getting there will not be easy, but the barricade should fall without too much difficulty. After that, who knows?
Underground again. Wonderful.
If it soothes you, I too am taking a significant risk. The captain has a penchant for locking people up and leaving them to rot. Some years ago in New Eden town, the captain locked up an innocent woman. A fate I wish to avoid.
We should go.
Then it's agreed. When you're ready, you'll investigate the mines.
You investigate the mines.
Take the hoist to the waterfall, near the outpost you first found me. From there, it is not far to the tunnel. Keep your wits and all your luck about you.
An innocent woman jailed.
I mean, as wolf pelts go, it's pretty. We'd have more than enough of them.
It's barbaric. An officer must be just, or else it all unravels.
Helen is right. The truth lies down there, somewhere. This is no coincidence. This all connects back to the curse.
Ready for another ride?